December 2023. Tesla shaved nearly $12 billion in its market value in a single month. Investors were panicking, analysts were confused, and Elon Musk, once again, was defiant. But behind the chaos, one thing was becoming painfully clear. No one was buying the Tesla Cybertruck anymore.
So Tesla's Q2 numbers were not as bad as some people were expecting, but they were still pretty bad. It was a 13% delivery decline compared to the same period last year, which is kind of a shocker considering I recall a time where Tesla was expecting to grow by 50% a year, now looking very likely to be a second annual decline in deliveries. And the Cybertruck had more affordable options now available. One of the scary numbers that they reported is that when combining Model S, Model X, and Cybertruck over the course of 3 months, they sold around 10,000 of them. That is not a very good look for the company because that means all three of those higher priced vehicles only account for 2.7% of their total deliveries.
The same truck that once had over 1 million reservations was now collecting dust in Tesla showrooms.
So as we fast forward to 2025, how many units did the actual Cybertruck sell? So did Tesla sell 1 million Cybertrucks? No. Well, at least 100,000, right? Because that's less than 10%. Not even that. As of today, they've only sold a total of 46,000 units. Now, I don't care what industry you're in or what you sell or what you do for marketing. If you have 1 million pre-orders and you sell less than 46,000, that is considered an epic fail.
Welcome to the Cybertruck unveil.
Just a few years earlier, Musk had stood on stage, shattering a supposedly indestructible window, and promised to revolutionize the pickup industry forever. Stainless steel armor, bulletproof glass, up to 500 miles of range, and acceleration that rivaled supercars. It was unlike anything the world had seen. The hype worked. Pre-orders poured in from over 140 countries, each requiring just a $100 deposit. Tesla had created the illusion of unstoppable demand. But as of Q3 2025, Tesla sold just over 5,000 Cybertrucks in a quarter, a 63% drop year over year. What went wrong? It wasn't a single failure. It was a slow-motion collapse that exposed Tesla's biggest weakness. The Cybertruck wasn't indestructible, it was impractical. Its heavy stainless steel body couldn't be mass-produced efficiently. Repairing it was a nightmare. Insurance companies refused to cover it at standard rates. And even worse, Tesla quietly canceled the rear-wheel drive base model that many early buyers had expected, effectively doubling the cost of ownership for millions of reservation holders. Internally, things looked worse. Workers inside Tesla's Austin Gigafactory whispered about missed production targets and unsold inventory piling up. Musk's ambitious goal of producing 250,000 Cybertrucks per year never even reached a fraction of that. The cracks in Tesla's empire weren't just mechanical, they were cultural. Public opinion began to shift. Analysts from Business Insider and Fortune called the Cybertruck a monument to overhype. The Verge reported that many customers canceled their reservations altogether, turning instead to Ford's F-150 Lightning, Rivian's R1T, or GMC's Hummer EV. Trucks that actually existed, were affordable, and worked. But here's the twist. The Cybertruck's fall wasn't just a product failure. It symbolized Tesla's identity crisis. Because beneath the bold claims, the shattered glass, and the billion-dollar losses lay a question even Elon Musk couldn't ignore. What happens when the myth of innovation finally runs out of charge? By mid-2025, Tesla's aura of invincibility had cracked wide open. The company that once defined the future of transportation was now slashing prices and cutting staff, desperately trying to move a truck that had lost its spark. According to Reuters, Tesla laid off nearly 14,000 workers worldwide between April and August 2025, one of the largest workforce reductions in the company's history. Inside sources described manufacturing chaos at the Gigafactory, Texas, where Cybertruck assembly lines had slowed to a crawl. Suppliers were told to pause shipments. Dealers complained of unsold inventory sitting for weeks, even months. The deeper Tesla discounted, the worse the optics got. In July 2025, the company cut the Cybertruck's price by $20,000, a move meant to spark demand. But it did the opposite. Existing owners felt betrayed, watching the value of their trucks plunge overnight. Forums filled with angry posts. "I paid $80K for this thing and it's worth half already." Even Elon Musk's online bravado couldn't mask the panic. He admitted during the Q2 2025 earnings call that the Cybertruck remains a financial drag, and that production costs are higher than anticipated. Yet, in classic Musk fashion, he doubled down, insisting the truck was a cultural icon in the making. But culture wasn't buying it anymore. The truck's range, originally promised at 500 miles, now barely hit 340 under real-world tests. The much-touted stainless steel exoskeleton? It corroded in humid climates. Owners in Texas and Florida shared images of early rust spots. Even Tesla loyalists began defecting, turning to Ford and Rivian, brands that didn't require them to be beta testers. By August, Cox Automotive data showed Cybertruck registrations had dropped below 3,000 units per month, while Ford's Lightning sold 4 times more. And for the first time in a decade, Tesla's US EV market share slipped below 50%, down from 72% in 2021. Internally, executives whispered what investors already feared. The Cybertruck wasn't just failing, it was damaging the entire Tesla brand. Because for years, Tesla had sold more than cars. It had sold the dream of limitless innovation. But when your most ambitious project turns into a billion-dollar burden, that dream starts to rust too. And yet, what happened next shocked even Tesla's harshest critics. Because instead of quietly retreating, Elon Musk made a move no one saw coming. By September 2025, the Cybertruck's failure had evolved from a product problem into a full-blown identity crisis for Tesla. The world's most valuable car brand was losing not just sales, but credibility. Elon Musk's solution? Double down on the chaos. In a dramatic move, he announced that Cybertruck production would pause indefinitely to implement radical design improvements. At the same time, Tesla teased a new Cybertruck 2.0 prototype, complete with a slightly smaller frame and cheaper battery design. The goal was to calm investors and reignite hype. Instead, it reignited skepticism. Analysts from Morgan Stanley and Wedbush Securities quickly downgraded Tesla's stock, citing brand dilution and repeated credibility failures. According to Bloomberg, the Cybertruck fiasco had wiped out $75 billion in Tesla's market capitalization between March and August 2025. The brand that once traded on innovation and confidence was now trading on damage control. And the backlash wasn't just financial, it was cultural. The Cybertruck's futuristic image had become a meme. Online clips showed trucks struggling with panel gaps, cracked windows, and charging failures. Even Tesla's internal morale was collapsing. According to Business Insider, former engineers described toxic pressure to rush Cybertruck production, saying it was built for headlines, not highways. Others revealed that 40% of pre-orders were canceled by mid-2025, a figure Tesla has never publicly denied. GM's Silverado EV hit dealerships with better range and reliability. Even BYD, China's EV giant, began eyeing the American truck market. Tesla's dominance was no longer guaranteed, it was contested. Because the truth was no longer about one failed truck, it was about what that failure revealed. Tesla's greatest asset wasn't its vehicles, it was belief. And for the first time in its history, belief was breaking down.